Islam is a little afraid of standing up because they're worried about getting beheaded too. Most of the people that practice moderate Islam in this country came from other countries where they were worried about getting killed for their religious beliefs. And the fact that they have to stand up for them in this country where they, sort of escaped to because they didn't want to have to stand up for them and risk death in the past. Yeah, I can understand why they wouldn't be raising their hand in this particular situation. Charlie Hebdo, the French satirical magazine, published a cartoon. Radical Islam killed 12 of them. So you could understand. You could understand moderate Islam being like, I'm going to sit this one out because, I'm Islamic. I go to mosques and things like that. And, there's definitely, factions within the mosque that if I did this and stood up, we can't really spot the radical Islam so easily. And there could be someone in my particular circle of worship or what have you that is only too willing to gun me down for speaking out about this stuff publicly the way they did to 12 journalists in Paris. So it's a little tough. This particular situation that our government finds itself in. On the one hand, they don't want to inspire people rounding up other people of other faiths and putting them in camps or stoning them to death or finding some bizarre connection between them and an innocent animal and killing that animal. Like the American public has been wont to do in the past. But we have to be honest with the situation here. Yeah, there are other factions that would go after us in some way, shape, or form. There are other terrorist factions. But, we're not dealing with them at the moment with all this, are we? No, we're not. And you could say, well, it's not the true spirit of Islam to behead people, and these people are doing it in the name of it, and it's false. It's not false to them. Look, the people at the top of ISIS, ISIL, ice holes, whatever you want to call them, I don't for one tiny second believe that they are actually religious at all. The people at the top of these situations, for them, it's always about power and money. It's like the Westboro Baptist Church. That's not a spiritual organization. The Westboro Baptist Church was founded by lawyers who realized that you can control people through religion, get them to do ridiculous things, and then troll for lawsuits when someone goes, you people are awful. You're protesting a soldier's funeral. I'm going to heave a brick at you. And then they can go make an ass ton of money. For the people that founded the Westboro Baptist Church, it's not about religion, it's about power and money. But to the people following them, it's all about religion, because religion is a great carrot and or stick to lead and control people with. And that's exactly what's happened with radicalized Islam. The people at the top, al-Baghdadi, I'm sure he eats bacon on a regular basis. He doesn't care, but he's realized that it's a fantastic way to control people. People can be convinced of the most ridiculous things through religion. Like this, a prominent Saudi Arabian cleric has whipped up all kinds of controversy by issuing a religious edict forbidding the building of snowman, of a snowman, or of snowmen. Yep. A fatwa on snowmen. He's described them as anti-Islamic. This guy, prominent Saudi Arabian cleric, was asked on a religious website if it was permissible for fathers to build snowmen for their children after a snowstorm in the country's north. Sheikh Mohammed Saleh al-Munajid replied, "It is not permitted to make a statue out of snow, even by way of play and fun." Why? This gets good.
The truth about how deep I'm really getting is Uncle Sam bends me over with no lube every April, and I'm proud to be
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Bob Seger to discuss why he prefers to write songs on his own.
It's really challenging, and I kind of wish I could do it with other people. I've tried. I wrote with the Eagles once. We did Heartache Tonight together, and I've written with Henley on his records a little bit and Fry a little bit on his records. But for some reason, I just prefer to do it alone, you know? It's maybe because I'm in control of it and because nobody tells me, no, that's no good. You know, and I tell you, I'm a finisher. I finish everything. I finish a lot of bad songs because I go too far one way or too far the other way, and I say, what were you thinking? But it almost takes me, it takes me so long to write them, about a week or 2 or 3, I'll pound away on something and completely throw it away. And a lot of people don't have the courage to do that, to throw something away when they look at it. And I like that. I just love the challenge of doing that. It's really fun to do. I think I do it really well.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Bob Seger and all your favorite artists. iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Jimmy Page to talk about when he first became a studio session musician.
I think I was about 16 the first session that I did. That wasn't repetitive. It was at the point when maybe I was 17, 18, that I became sort of a trusted friend within the recording industry, where I was being asked to do sessions day after day after day. And I did sessions with the Kinks, the Who, Can't Explain, the Rolling Stones. Not the Beatles.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jimmy Page and all your favorite artists.
Delivering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah. You've been talking.
So, in the spirit of the State Department, let's just clarify the whole situation, all things being equal. Lots and lots of religions have completely ridiculous and illogical elements to them. In fact, the whole concept of religion in general, this is why it's so fascinating. If I ever bail on radio, I'll go to college and I'll become a professor of religious history. And I'll probably be bored out of my mind teaching the same crap over and over again to a bunch of college freshmen, but it'll be worth it because I'll get to dig into religion as a profession. And that's incredible to me because religion, spirituality, so unbelievably valuable to so many people. Absolutely. Would never, ever mess with the significance and place and value that it has in so many people's lives. Not that arrogant. Not that stupid. Not that wanting to, not that big a desire to tear down something good in somebody else's life. But the thing that I find to be absolutely the most compelling thing about religion is that, well, just look what people are willing to do in the name of it. Look how all-permeating and all-powerful it is, especially to specific groups of people. The Crusades, burning, raping, and looting. Holy wars. Passages of the Bible that can be twisted into all manner of hate crimes. Go back to it time and time again. The story of Cain and Abel. If you interpret it the way I interpret it, that whole, am I my brother's keeper? God goes, yeah, you are. To me, that's God going, I put you on the earth to look out for one another. Take care of each other. Look after each other. That's my takeaway from the story of Cain and Abel. But if you are a Nazi or some sort of hate group or something of that nature, you can take that mark that God put on him, which was never really defined, and use it to justify the vast majority of the hate crimes that have been perpetrated over the last 100 or so years. The Nazis said being Jewish was the mark. Some people say being black is the mark. You can find passages of it and twist it to do whatever the hell you want. And so many people will not question it because people don't question religion. That's what's so fascinating about religion. We, as a species, as human beings, are logical. We tend to require proof of something. We tend to require evidence of something to form our beliefs. It's like the kid going up to the stove. Ow, that's hot. Not going to do that again. Why? Because when I touch this, I get hurt. We like to build our lives around a bunch of ifs and thens. If I do this, then that will happen. If I touch the stove, then that will hurt. That's how we go through life in every single area, except religion. Religion requires no proof. In fact, religion requires the absence of proof. It requires the suspension of logical thinking and critical thought, which we as a species are based around in absolutely every other area of our lives. And you'll find people that are advanced in their thinking, that are masters of critical thought, that are the most logical people on the face of the planet, who have this faith that denies logic and denies critical thinking because it's faith. And I don't mess with that, but I do think it's so unbelievably incredible that people will, with blind faith in every religion, because every religion requires blind faith, dive headlong into areas of their lives and believe what they're told because it's told to them by a religious elder or superior or leader, like the prominent Saudi Arabian cleric who's whipped up controversy by issuing a fatwa against snowmen. This cleric, when asked on a religious website if it was permissible for fathers to build snowmen for their children after a snowstorm, said it's not permitted to make a statue out of snow, even by way of play and fun. Moratorium on play and fun for Frosty the infidel snowman. Quoting from Muslim scholars, this cleric argued that to build a snowman was to create an image of a human being, an action considered sinful under the kingdom's strict interpretation of Sunni Islam. Said God has given people space to make whatever they want, which does not have a soul, including trees, ships, fruits, buildings, and so on. This is what he wrote in his ruling. All right, so just so we're clear on this, building replicas of fruit out of snow is fine, but snowmen, bad. Makes total sense, right? Now, can you please explain the part about the female genital mutilation again? Still not wrapping my head around some of the other completely logical parts of this whole shindig that completely make sense. It's weird, right? And you know what I think is doubly worrying about this whole situation? There's that spirit of tit for tat, so to speak. When people get ready to go to war, when people are involved in a conflict situation, it's a struggle for cooler heads to prevail. As one side of a conflict doubles down on their beliefs, so the other side does the same. People get more and more dug in. Things escalate. Logic flies the hell out the window. It's like if you ever see comments on message boards, on YouTube, Facebook. The initial post is oftentimes somewhat logical. There might be a kernel of incendiary, whatever the hell it is, to the initial post. And I'm not naming a specific post because this could be anything. This could be over your favorite band. This could be over the best place to go on vacation. This could be over religion. This could be over politics. I mean, usually religion and politics are going to spark this quicker than where to go on vacation and your favorite bands. But it's incredible to watch how quickly humans degenerate in a conflict situation where they get more and more dug in and they double down on their beliefs. No matter how short-sighted they are, they're in a conflict situation. They're playing tug of war, so they're going to pull even harder. They're not going to be the cooler head 9 times out of 10. Is this making sense? Have you seen this happen? Where people, if you follow the thread of a message down, starts off calm, and by the end of it, people are willing to kill each other. And then if you perhaps check out some of the videos on World Star Hip Hop, you do see that people try and kill each other. You see those videos filmed on phone cameras where someone knocks on someone else's door and be like, hey,